Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Bryce from CootieExpressions.org, and I'm going to be reviewing some more Christian music for you. And the group we're going to be reviewing this time is Big Daddy Weave, and we're going to take a look at their second album, which is Fields of Grace. Fields of Grace was produced back in 2003 by Fervent Records this time. Now, here's the funny thing. I'm pretty sure Fervent Records is affiliated with Word Entertainment, but when you look on the back of their album covers, the previous one was done by Word, and then all the other ones after that were done by Word as well. And I'm pretty sure Fervent is affiliated with Word at least nowadays, but I'm not sure if it was back then or not. So it would be interesting to know if they went from Word to Fervent and then back to Word, or if Fervent Records was always a part of Word and they specifically handled this project. Regardless, Fervent Records is who is on the back of the jewel case, and that is who I'm giving the credit to. So, real quick before we get into the tracks, no changes to the members of the band. So that's covered. So let's take a look at these tracks. There is really only 10 of them, but there is technically 11. I'll explain what I mean by that in a moment. But we're going to start off with track 1, which is Set Me Free. This one's got a pretty moderate tempo to it. It's the main groove of it really makes it feel faster than what it actually is, which is kind of cool. And I really think that the music of this fits Big Daddy Weave extremely well. It's that contemporary kind of a funky sound to it. It's not overly funky like some of the ones from the previous album, but it's got enough there. It really goes along with Big Daddy Weave's style. So the singer acknowledges how Jesus set him free at the cross and continues to do so every day. Then the chorus basically kind of reflects that. It's a cry of crying out to God, set me free and blah blah and all that. So it's I like the song a lot. I think musically it's very good. I think the lyrics are very good. So it's a good start to this album. Track 2 is Why. This one's got kind of a acoustic guitar and like a muffled kind of drum track. It's like pretty obvious that it's like not real drums. It's like a drum program, probably based off of whatever Jeff originally recorded. Matter of fact, it actually kind of sounds like an old 90s hip-hop kind of a beat thing to it that it's got going on at the beginning, and it's in the background once the other layers start to fill in. So that's just a little bit about that. It's a little bit more relaxed than the first song, but the best thing about this song, as far as this album goes, it's the return of the saxophone. And you know how much I love that saxophone with the Big Daddy Weave sound. It just adds so much. So as far as what is this song about, the singer struggles with the war inside of him. It's pretty much a reflection of what Paul wrote in Romans 7. I'm pretty sure that's what this is based off of, actually. So that's pretty much what's going on. And of course, as the singer's warring with what's going on in his head, he's praying that Jesus will intervene and help him and everything. So good song. Track 3, New Every Morning. So this one's faster than the previous two. The keyboard's got I think its main setting is like that of an organ, so that's some little bit of variety, which I like. Not much I can really say about it musically. It's pretty contemporary sounding. The singer is talking about how it feels like darkness is always attacking him, but he's protected by God's mercy, which of course where it comes full circle with the title "New Every Morning" is the scripture about how his God's mercies are renewed every morning. So that's basically all that is. This one's a nice song. I like the way it feels musically, and I think the lyrics are really good. So we're off to a really good start with this album, I think. Track 4 is Fields of Grace. So, real quick, when I originally wrote out the material for this review, I did not realize that Fields of Grace was actually written by one of my more personal favorite artists, Daryl Evans. And I should note, too, back when I did Chris Tomlin's Arriving album, I did not know that Indescribable was written by Laura Story. So I should go ahead and mention that now while I'm talking about where songs originated from. But yeah, this one, Fields of Grace, was originally written by Daryl Evans. And I think that's awesome. And with all due respect to Daryl Evans, I love Daryl Evans, but I think Big Daddy Weave took this song and owned it. I think they did so well with it. This one's, I think, probably the fastest one on the track, or sorry, on the album rather. And it's just I don't know what it is about it, because I listened to the way they did it and I listened to the way Daryl did it, and just I don't know what they did. I think taking it faster may have actually helped the song, because Daryl probably took it about the same tempo as New Every Morning is. Big Daddy Weave took it a lot faster, and for whatever reason, I think it just really helped the style of the song. Basically what it's about, the singer is talking about going to a place, likely like a spiritual place, or it's at the very least it's symbolic of a spiritual kind of a place, but basically it's a place where he feels free and alive, and he describes it as dancing with Father God in Fields of Grace. And perhaps it's pointing to heaven, but regardless, I think there's a underlying place, if you will, of where we're able to meet the Father through Jesus even while we're here on the earth as well, and we could describe that as Fields of Grace. So again, I really like the pace of this one, and I think this kind of set the bar for whenever Big Daddy Weave wants to do contemporary stuff. I really feel like this one really kind of set the bar of how far they could go. I think this was done extremely well. For the faster contemporary songs, I think for the slightly slower ones, however, the next song kind of helped set a bar for them in that regard. And that track, of course, track 5, is Heart Cries Holy. So this is an absolutely tremendous praise song. I love this song. It feels intimate, and really it is intimate, but it's still got a nice, I don't know if mellow is the right word, but it's still got a nice pace, groove to it. Musically, there's still a bunch going on, but it still feels intimate. I think it is written extremely well. The first verse describes being in God's presence. The second one describes the change mentioned in the chorus, and the chorus basically is talking about a change that is felt in the singer's spirit and how they'll never be the same again. Absolutely tremendous song. I love this song to death. But anyway, enough of me gushing. Moving on to track 6, Everything You Are. So this one, by a few seconds into it, has a pretty strong downbeat, that big old, kind of dominated by just the big do, 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 do. But it's not, that having been said though, it's not overly driving either. I mean, there's a pretty good driving sense to it, but it's not the most driving song I've ever heard. I'm probably butchering my words here, but so I really like the phrasing to this one. There's some moments where it seems like he's trying to fit like these multiple syllable big words into that kind of music style, which is really hard to do, but it's actually done really well. And matter of fact, I re-listened to some of these songs before doing this recording, and actually have a little bit more of an appreciation for Everything You Are than I did previously. I just it's really well written, I think. As for what it's about, singer basically is describing his amazement at who God is, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into that. I'll let you guys listen to the song so you can hear for yourselves, but that's basically the gist of it. Track 7 is Be Your Everything. This one I would describe as much more laid back in comparison to the other songs on the album, or at least the ones that we've discussed so far. It takes the point of view of Jesus inviting people to let him take over the needs of the people who are, of course, listening to the song. And that's really kind of what I got for that one. It's nice. After most of the songs kind of having a pretty good groove to them, this is a little bit more relaxed, and it's just kind of good to stop and think about that this is how Jesus feels about us. So it's nice. And then in the next track, it picks back up pretty. It's not very fast, but it picks up pretty solidly, I think, with track 8, and that is Pharisee. The sax and the organ keyboard make a return in this song. This one just feels, I don't know how long it actually is, but it goes by very quick. It feels like a short song. Basically, the message of it is it's warning about religious pride, and it also declares how Jesus has set us free indeed from said religious pride. So I do like this song. It's one of those songs. It's like whenever the saxophone is involved in a Big Daddy Weave song, it's like that's usually, well, it may not always be my favorite Big Daddy Weave song, but I think it's the sound that I more associate Big Daddy Weave with whenever I hear that saxophone. And distinctly, it's in the ones we've heard so far, that sax sound is in Why, New Every Morning, and now Pharisee, and it's going to be in one more later, which is the last one of the album, but we'll get to that in a moment. I like Pharisee. I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's not in my even in my mid-tier recommendations, but it is still a good song. Anyway, we're going to move on now. Track 9 is it's titled Prelude, but I mean, Prelude you'll find on a lot of albums. It's just a generic little 30-second instrumental interval or interlude, even really, between the songs. It's really kind of setting up the beginning of track 10, which is Completely Free. And in Completely Free, this one is mostly acoustic guitar with a little bit of minor accompaniment. This is I don't believe there's any drums in it. It's by far the most, well, I don't know. I was going to call it the most intimate. It's the softest of all the songs on the album, I will say that, but I still think Heart Cries Holy is very intimate. But it's definitely the softest of all the songs on here, and I think this one really displays Mike Weaver's vocals very well. So that's a positive. Basically, it's about the singer talking about what Jesus did on the cross, more specifically dying so we could be free. There seems to be a theme now of freedom in this album, which is a good theme to have. And finally, we're going to round this up with track 11, You and Me. So the music at the beginning of this one, it has similar vibes to Friend Like You from the previous album. It's that funky kind of style that Big Daddy Weave's known for. And the message of the song is about not succumbing to stress and realizing that the work we do is God in us. So, a really good message and a good way to close out the album. So, what do I think about this album? I think that it was a very, very good follow up to One and Only. I'm not going to say that it surpasses One and Only. I think they're pretty much even in terms of how I like them. It's just one album does a little bit more of one thing and the other album does a little bit more of another thing. And what I mean by that is this. I think one problem that people may have with this album, with Fields of Grace, is if they were expecting more of the funk style that was a little bit more predominant in One and Only. If they were expecting that more in Fields of Grace, they might be a little bit disappointed. And to tell you the truth, as for myself, I'm a little bit torn on it. On the one hand, I'm really glad that Big Daddy Weave showed in this album that they can be just as strong with more contemporary music. But at the same time, I just love the funk stuff so much from the previous album that I was a little bummed that there was not more in this album. But I guess in the long run, it doesn't really hurt it that much. It's not something that's a negative necessarily. It's just something that was different. And ironically, most of my favorite tracks are probably more the contemporary stuff on this one anyway, just because they did it so well and they showed that they could handle additional music styles, and I have to give them props for that. So I think for this album, I'm going to rate it a 4.45 out of 5. I definitely enjoy this album. I highly, highly would recommend it. Give it a listen. My favorite tracks from this album are Set Me Free, Fields of Grace, and Heart Cries Holy. And I would also recommend for my mid-tier recommendations, Why, New Every Morning, and I'm gonna go ahead and add Everything You Are, just because having gone back and listened to it right before this, I was really enjoying it. So I'm going to have those as my more personal recommendations, but there's really the whole album. I would say give a listen to. Big Daddy Weave. Big Daddy Weave, I think I mentioned this in the One and Only review, but Big Daddy Weave, I enjoyed as a kid, but for whatever reason, I didn't pay as much attention to them as I did groups like Third Day or Casting Crowns. And looking back on it, I wish I would have. I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying them now more than I ever have before. But if you can find this album, God bless YouTube for all the albums I've been able to find on there. But if you can actually get a hard copy of this, I fully recommend you do so. This is an album that is worth having. But anyway, you guys, that's enough about me gushing about this one. I've got still plenty more music reviews. I've actually been trying to take some time to write some more out, so I hope to have some recorded and uploaded before too long. Also, stay tuned on the YouTube channel for drum covers. I've got more that I've got to upload, and I've got more that I'm planning on recording. I've got another list made up. It's just I've got to actually find some time to record it. I've been trying to practice them and get them down a little bit better, but I got to find some time to record them. Things are going to be a little bit hectic coming up in the future because I just recently got a job, and so I don't know how that's going to play into everything. So I'll try to keep you guys updated as best I can, but in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this music review. Please check out, again, all my drum covers, all my previous reviews. get on the website and check out the Bible studies, the Heresy Hunters episodes, if you haven't already. I've been trying to put those up, some more of those up recently. So just double check it if you haven't checked it in a while. But until next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. And as always, take care.